Hell yeah. Wyatt begins in like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yo, welcome to Wyatt. And I'm your host, Wyatt O'Brien Evans. Grr, woof, goddammit, woof, 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 woof. Hi. I said hi to all my YouTubers out there. If you like what you hear and if you like what you see, then click all of them subscribe buttons at the bottoms of all of your screens. And because I know you loves me, I know you do, give me some likes. And because I always like to know what you are thinking, yeah, I do, send me some feedback. Oh, I'm on Substack. So to get my free Substack Q-Stack newsletter, simply hop on over to www.substack.com/@WyattOutLoud. Yeah, go on over there and check me out. Anywho, today's Wyatt is provocative and HAWT hot as hell, because our special guest is Mr. Daddy DeMarkco. He is that social media sensation that's taken everything by storm. And he's also the aggressive Dom top of America. Yeah, he is. So, I mean, you know, we're going to get real, we're going to get raw, we're going to get provocative, and we are going to have a no-holds-barred conversation. So let's get to it. So, without further ado, Wyatt welcomes that bold and bodacious social media sensation, Daddy DeMarkco, the aggressive Dom top of America. Now, y'all, let me tell you something. If you were to look up the definition of bold and bodacious in Webster's dictionary, yeah, I said dictionary, there'd be DeMarkco's handsome face just smiling back at you. I'm just saying, talk at me, my brother. How the hell are ya?
Good, man. Good, hanging in there. How are you, man?
I am doing good, my brother. It is so good to have you at the Wyatt mic. Yes. Now.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
First question, Daddy DeMarkco. Listen, man, I appreciate you because you know what? You could be on anybody else's show, but you chose mine.
Exactly.
And I think that's a wonderful thing.
Facts. Facts.
Okay, look.
Facts.
What? No problem. Okay, look. Why do you call yourself the aggressive Dom top of America? What does it all mean? Should we be like scared of you? What's the deal, dude? Come on.
It depends. It depends on your characteristics. Depends on your soul. Depends on how strong your soul is or how weak your soul is, if you're going to be scared or not. You know, so that's the way I look at it. I will never be scared of a person like me because I accept whatever the person comes with, and it's just me. The aggressive ways. That's how I function.
All right now. Sounds good to me. Okay, look, man,
Definitely.
you are fucking exploding across social media. How did that happen?
I guess it's God's plan, naturally. Things naturally happen when you be yourself, you know? That's what I put out there. I be myself and I just put out there. I don't care what people think about me. I just put myself out there and put it out there because this is who I am. So who I am is who I display. If you like it or not, okay. If you don't like it, go. Doesn't make a difference, but this is who I am. Daddy DeMarkco, I display it. It's like I have my heart on my sleeve or something. I put it on my sleeve and I wear it, and I don't have any type of limits. I just put it out there. This is what it is. This is who I am.
Well, you know what, man? This leads me perfectly into my next question. Let me first of all say this. What I admire so much about you is your charisma, your boldness, your in-your-face personality. You know, people throw around the term authentic self. Well, you have the guts and the balls to be your unapologetic, authentic self. Have you always been like that, or has it been a process?
I say naturally, it's been like that since I was born. And as you get older, and as you time go by, when you're born, you start to go from the ages of, the infant to the young child, the teenager. That's when it becomes like more, it develops and becomes more, how how can I say, it becomes more stronger, it becomes more strategized, it becomes more together and more form. Your human body grows from a child and it comes to an adult, it forms up. It's the same way as me with what I do. It forms up as time go by, so it's naturally in me automatically. But as time go by, it becomes stronger and stronger. If that makes any sense.
Cool. Oh man, that makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. You've just released the documentary of Daddy DeMarkco, which has been trending like a fucking rocket on social media. Now, we're going to do a deep dive into it a little later in the show, but right now, because we at Wyatt are nosy, we like to be all up in people's business. So I want us to travel through the corridors of time so that we can learn all about your backstory. So you ready?
Yes, definitely.
I guess that means you're ready. All right. Now look,
Yeah, definitely.
where were you born and
Definitely.
raised?
Say it again.
Where were you born and raised?
Okay, a mixture of Yonkers, New York, Westchester County, a mixture of like Manhattan and Bronx areas.
Oh, okay. Cool. Um, I like to ask my guests this question, and here it is for you. What was DeMarco like as a little boy, a little nipper? Give us like three characteristics or qualities that best describe you.
A person that knows how to control a situation, a person knows how to good characteristics, good quality, loyal individual, and at the same time, a person knows what he wants in life. Point blank.
Okay. Um, Daddy DeMarco, when did you first know that you were attracted to guys?
I say probably a little bit after I was born, when I can have the full understanding of comprehending of what was going on in my brain and my body. If that makes any sense right there. So it was always been me since a young age, I could say. Liking God's been with me since I was young. Because I see people that all the time walk, oh, he's nice, whatever. I say this to myself, but I never, I knew the difference between a guy and a female, but I never cared about it. I like what I like, and I was that. So I like guys. I like girls, but I like guys too. So I like both. That makes any sense. I guess I was born into the world to like both.
So would you say you're more into men than women, or is it like an even split?
I say it's probably more like 70-30. 30% females, 70% guys. Because guys holds a little
Got it.
tighter. Guys holds a little tighter for some reason, you know? Tighter and nice, you know?
You know what? You know
Yeah,
what? Look,
so
look, 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 look. Listen, look, man, look. Before I did this interview, when I was prepping for it, I said, now he's gonna throw me some stuff. But you know what? You just caught me here. I gotta tighten up my shit.
hey, it is what it is, man. Guys holds a
Look,
little tighter, you know?
I did. So true. And we're gonna get into all of that a little bit later, but you just threw
All
me
right.
an early curveball here because I'm laughing my ass off. Because it's funny, but yeah, that is so true. They are tighter. Right.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Look. Whew. Okay, look. I understand being a little serious here now. I understand that you had a challenging childhood. Do you mind sharing some of that with us?
Yes. Give me more clearer example of what the question you asked me has in a childhood, so I can go directly to the answer.
Okay, great. I think that I believe it's my understanding that you I won't say your childhood was chaotic, but did you like move from like place to place? And you had some issues with authority, that sort of thing.
Yeah, nomad, I call it. Growing up as a nomad because parents
Okay.
broke up. So mom's in one
Mhm.
location, father's in another location.
Oh, no.
And growing up, it's like you had no other option but to go to different places. And this is where I became like start to like move around. That's where the word nomad came from. It's people who like Papa was a Rolling Stone. Wherever you leave your hat was your home. And it was sort of the same scenario wherever my parents
Right.
go at. So if my parents live in Bronx, I go to Bronx, stay with them, and I go to Yonkers, stay with my parents over here in Yonkers because it's both different parents. So I stay over here for the weekend, stay over here for the weekend, and I be back and forth. If they happen to move to Brooklyn, the same repeats. Process repeats. If they move to Queens, they move to Staten Island, wherever they go to is where I have to go because this is my parents. And to the day that they died, which they did pass away, but to the day they died, then I would no longer go to these places because they're no longer
Oh,
here. So that's how that goes. But more, I was growing up like a nomad because of the fact that my parents' divorce and separation. But here I am. I'm glad that happened like that because sometimes in life, things is written for reasons. And I'm not saying I'm glad that my parents got divorced or into the relationship, what they did, but I'm glad the fact that I became like a nomad of living in different places because it exposed me to a lot of different things and insights and information I need to make my life more complete, if that makes any sense.
that makes perfect sense because you just answered the question that I was going to ask you. And thank you for that. Okay. Now, we've gotten nosy here. We'll put that aside. So let's talk about the documentary of Daddy DeMarkco. Tell us give us the 411. What's it all about?
Okay, to give it to you real simple in the simplest terms, the documentary is pretty much it's two sides of the documentary. One side is what the public seen since the day that I hit the internet and became popular and running off all the way into the day of now to up and comers. Going to show you everything about everything in relation to that, how it became big, whatever. And this is going to show you a personal side of off the internet. So while all the internet's going on, there's the other side of the track too. The other side of the track is that Daddy DeMarkco's personal life, husband. Mom's passing away, divorce, X, Y, and Z. This is what the public don't see. So this is two different sides of the world that I have to deal with, and I do it good, and I do it well. And I'm aggressive on both sides. It's just me. Both sides I'm aggressive on. I guess being aggressive is just me. Being a Rottweiler is
Mhm.
just me. Being a pit bull is in my nature. I don't know. I guess that's why I guess at nighttime I
Okay.
woo when I get horny and I start doing what I gotta do with twinks. So it's in my nature. If that makes any sense.
Mm-mm. Mm. And we're going to talk about these twinks in a second, but what compelled you to? We gonna talk about them. We're gonna talk about
I
it because I've seen some stuff on the internet. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. But you- what compelled you to create the documentary? What was the driving force behind it?
I believe it became when my mom's passed away. She made a book about like her life and her childhood and everything else. She created a book about that. And in my life, I said,
Right.
you know what? Let me create a documentary about my life and the personal side because everybody only sees the internet side, but they don't see the personal side. The personal side is a real gentleman, a real gangster if I
Absolutely.
choose to be, a real businessman, everything else at the same time. It's my personal side. So this is why I really don't put out my personal side too much. But I try my best to put it out when I do anything in relation to the internet. I put out who I am sexually, aggressively. I put that out all the time. But how about the deep side, the personal side? Me going through the trials and tribulations of my mom's passing away. Me going through trials and tribulations of my ex going through divorce. These are little different things that I had setbacks. When the funeral came about, I spent so much money on my mom's funeral. It was crazy. I never got help from my family, but I spent so much money on my mom's funeral that I went almost close to being broke. But I accepted that because you know why? At the end of the day, I said, I'm gonna make sure my mom go out in class. I spent everything out of my bank, almost down to the last penny. And somehow, some way, 30 days, 6 days later, I bounced back up dramatically. I did a little movie, I did a commercial for Benjamin Moore. I got so much money out of that. I came off and I bounced myself back up, if that makes any sense. And I came back out stronger than I was before she passed away. So I think that God set that up for a reason, if that makes any sense. He put you through certain situations to make you become better at what you do later on.
I'm so glad you shared that. See, what you just said makes me like you even more because I was very close to my mother as well because my father died when I was very young. So it was like pretty much just me and my mom. So when she passed, I took it so very, very hard. And I totally get it. I totally get what you said. And I applaud you for doing it. So
Thank you.
got it. Um, oh, sure. Let's check out one of the excerpts from the documentary of Daddy DeMarkco. In the clip, one of your fans asks if you had to give advice to your younger self, what would that advice be? So what we're going to do first, we're going to play the clip, and then when we get to the other side, you can comment.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Sound good to you?
Got you.
Okay. So let's play this now. Let's drop and play this right now.
All right, Daddy DeMarkco, it is Michael Doherty. I was wondering, if you had to give advice to your younger self, what advice would you give to your younger self?
I'm just saying, it's like sometimes in life we come to situations and conclusions, and we come to terms of like, we'd be like, you know, if I had an opportunity to change things around, or if I had an opportunity to do this different, or if I had an opportunity, you know, to even talk to myself, the old me, if I had an opportunity. There'll be a lot of twinks that I wouldn't even give a time of day to. And if I had an opportunity to talk to the old me, there'll be a lot of individuals that I wouldn't even pass my number out to communicate with them, to be friends. Because at that moment, you don't realize things until time goes by. You know what I'm trying to say? That's when you see the endurance of a person, of that person, the characteristics of that person. As time go by, everything shows. So it'll show the snakeness. It'll show who that person really is. It'll show that person is really a true friend, a fake friend. The endurance of a person as time go by is what we don't see at the moment when we exchange our numbers, or at the moment when I say, damn, this twink is nice, I want to, you know, do what I got to do. But if I had an opportunity to talk to the old me, a lot of things I would have been changed. Holla at your boy all day in America. What I would have changed me being gay? Negative. What I would have changed me being who I am? Negative.
We're back. Outstanding, my brother. You were dishing out some sage wisdom. So do you have any other comments that you would like to give us about that? About giving advice to your younger self?
Yes. If I had an option or opportunity to rewind the hand of time, yes, there would be a lot of people I wouldn't even give the time to. Because you'd be blind by certain things when you live life and you go into the future. You meet people and you go through adventures. You explore the world, explore life in general. You meet people. So a lot of people you never know nowadays. They have like, you know, sheeps. They have like covers over their face. You never know who they really are until they pull it off. And sometimes it can be too late. Not all the time we can be swift and detect these individuals. Not all the time because they come smooth. A lot of times you got people that's real smooth than others, and they come up into your circle and they be like a snake and they damage and they divide and conquer and everything else. So to make a long story short is that if I had advice to tell me what I would do, I wouldn't give my number out to a lot of people. I wouldn't contact a lot of people. A lot of people I wouldn't even socialize with because of the fact of what I see: snakiness, corruptness, not living right. You know, not good for my health, toxic. That's the way I look at it. So when I'll tell myself, you know, these are the things you need to do. These things you cannot do. These are things you should do. Be aware. Be on point. Pay attention to the signs like highways, curves, cautious, rocks falling. Pay attention to everything. Red light. You know, the police. Hey, whatever the case may be. And this is what I will tell myself: to be on point of all the things that are unexpected, that you may not see, all the things that are in the dark, all the things that you may think appears to be good, but it's really not good. Study that, analyze it more before you actually embrace it or whatever. Analyze it more. Same thing with relationships. You think that you see somebody, you like them because of the outside, and you love them because outside you look sexy and everything. But what happens if you start to date them and you get to know him, take time, and you can find out he's not who you think he are. He's not who you think he is. You see what I'm trying to say? It happens. So this is how you got to take time out with things and study things.
Let me say two things about that. First thing is, remember that old, I think it was like early 70s song, Smiling Faces by the Undisputed Truth? And they talk about people who pretend to be your friends, right? And all that.
Yeah.
So that really made that come to my mind. And then about the whole dating thing, I love Divorce Court, Star Jones, right? I love judge shows and I love her show. And she says that, and it's so true, she says that during like the first year to 15 months of a so-called relationship, you're not dating the real person, you're dating the agent, because that person generally puts forth their best foot, their best face forward. So in other words, it takes time to really get to know a person and to figure out if he is compatible with you.
Yes. Yes.
So, yep, I totally get that. Totally get that.
And I'll take time out.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and I think as guys, we are so busy rushing it because of the whole physical attraction and the hormones, and we really don't take the time to really get to know a person before we
Exactly.
get so deeply involved
Hmm.
with them. Okay, you do a lot of insightful and salacious YouTube shorts. Now, you got this series called Pillow Talk between the Twink and Daddy DeMarkco, right? So it's hot and nasty, and that's what I like. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play Pillow Talk Part One, and then I'm gonna have a question for you on the other side. All right?
But you like the way I just slammed that, spit in my hand, put it on my fucking dick, slammed it in you, and just kept it moving with no warning, no nothing. You like that, right? Huh?
Yeah, I was doing a couple things.
Right the way I grabbed you by your fucking waist and I was just locking you in with my big ass hands and just boom, boom, boom. It's like, you couldn't escape that. Why couldn't you escape my grip? Tell me why. You couldn't escape that grip. And I was making sure I had a nice tight grip in your doggy style. Boom, boom. My dick was sliding in and out of you. That was crazy though, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I just flipped you over, gave you a nice massage. You got relaxed, you know? So it is what it is, man. Tops need to pay attention to how I function. This is why a lot of their problems be coming to me like, yo, you need to teach my boyfriend this and this. I'm like, bitch, you ain't paying me all this. Get the fuck out of here. But in the meantime, I'll give you some dick, though. You know, that's what I do know, baby. You know what I mean? Huh? Look at you. Look at you. You like playing with that down there? Huh? You like playing with that down there? I know you do.
And we're back. Dude is Mr. Spock from the original Star Trek would say fascinating, simply fascinating. Look,
Fascinating.
you yeah. Look, Daddy DeMarkco, you said in the clip, and I quote, tops need to pay attention on how I function. That's why a lot of the bottoms be coming to me saying you need to teach my boyfriend this and that, end quote. Let's talk about that.
All right. You know, a thing about that I like a lot because a lot of times this is where it shows, this is where the personal side comes up at in the documentary. This is where people don't see. They see the internet part, but they don't see where the personal side. This is where I get the personal side. People DM me on Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Yo, DeMarkco, this and this. How can I meet you? I'm from Arizona. You know, you teach my boyfriend, get a video and make videos, and they send it to me all the time. I'll be saying, I'll put dollar signs back. I respond back in dollar signs. If you want me to do a video, you got to pay me. That's how I look at it. You know, I'm sorry. I got to get money too. But if you want me to do a video like that and take time out, you
Yeah.
got to pay me. But a lot of times people be like, yo, I love your aggressive style. I love the way you're outspoken. I love this and this. But my boyfriend lacks the confidence you have, but he has everything else, but lacks this. How can you teach him this? And I'm like, I can't teach him that, first of all, because he has to come with that naturally. Has to grow with you. I can't teach him how to have confidence. I don't know how you teach somebody to have confidence. I don't know. I never been to that problem where I got to teach myself to have confidence. Confidence been in me since the day I was born. So I don't know how you go about that, but yes, I get that a lot. And I like it because I admire it sometimes, but I like it. That
Mm,
makes any sense. I like it.
mm, I just know you do.
I do. I like it.
Anyhow, yeah, I just know, look, I know you do. But anyway, okay, look. Look, Daddy DeMarkco. This is the
Yeah.
part of the show that I've been waiting for, but I had to keep it at the end. I had to keep it at the end
Yeah.
to tease people. So, you know. Anyway, okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's spill the tea about your sexual activities and proclivities because inquiring minds want to know. Okay? So, okay, here we go. Do you kiss and suck tongue?
Hell fucking yeah, I do.
You do. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. Okay. Okay. Now, Daddy DeMarkco, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer that you get your sausage eaten and swallowed. So
Yes.
the $99 question is, do you reciprocate because turnabout is fair play.
Okay, with me,
So you do reciprocate.
no,
Yeah.
I'm saying I'm agreeing with you. Like, okay, I speak now. With me, it's more like, okay, with me, I fuck, but nobody can fuck me, but I fuck. With me, someone can suck me, and I'll suck. I'll suck too. Don't get me wrong on that one. So there's a lot of bottoms I be having. I be like, DeMarkco, I never came when somebody sucked my dick, and I said, oh yeah, let me show you a trick. Let me show you what I'm about. I ain't not your average top. I'm gonna show you a trick. I'm gonna show you how I can function X, Y, and Z. I give them the best head on earth. They bust. Oh my God, DeMarkco, I never thought I can come like that. You're the first person, and they go crazy over that. Next thing you know, that becomes a part of how to satisfy a bottom, how to satisfy them the way I know how to do it. And that's why I always say I'm not your average top. Learn from me. Tops, you need to learn from me because I show you some shit. And plus, I know how to eat ass out good and everything else. But I do not get fucked, but I do fuck, and I do get my dick sucked, and I do suck dick. Holla at your boy all day. I am not your average top. Holla.
Speaking, listen, look, man, look. Speaking of ass eating, I was perusing Twitter not too long
Mhm.
ago, flipping through Twitter. And I landed on you, one of your little videos, and it was you and this twink, right? And you grab his hot ass and slid your tongue deep inside that fluffy cotton candy hole. So my question to you is this: how did that make you feel?
It made me feel normal, like I always make me feel. I was horny, wound up. I like to eat the ass out before I fuck it. So it's like, it's like you stuffing a turkey. You got to stuff the turkey before you cook it, right? You got to put the stuff in there. You got to do everything else before you cook it. Then when it's cooked, it's done. That's how it boils down to. You know, I got to eat it out, make sure it's nice and wet before I stick it. And I stick it good.
All right. Okay. Are you into threesomes, groups, orgies, or are you just pretty much a one-on-one type of guy?
I'm into groups. Orgies, maybe, depends how my mood is. But groups, yeah, I'm into groups. But usually I like one-on-ones. So I like to take my time out with somebody and really explore and give them my all to them when I do that. So I like to, so a lot of time I like doing one-on-ones, but sometimes I like to do groups because I like to like show off sometimes during groups, So when I have group sex, I like to show off. I can't explain it because I always keep little tricks up my sleeve for groups when I have sex and all that. So I know how to, like, I practice inside my house before I go to a group. When I'm in a group, I already got something down packed with somebody. So when I go and approach them and I fuck them, I got something down packed already. I already practiced on so many twinks that I'm gonna practice in front of a group to let the group know how I function. So they'll be like, damn, this motherfucker, oh my God. And only if they can have cameras, but they can't have cameras in groups, sex sessions like that. So only if they could have cameras, they'd be like, oh my God, this motherfucker's an animal. But my Twitter gives you a sample of how I function, my aggressive ways.
Function at function at the junction.
Pretty much.
Hey.
You know?
Yeah. I know. Okay. Question for you, Daddy DeMarkco. What makes an outstanding bottom?
What makes an outstanding bottom? I say when you got a bottom that listens and pay attention to the top and how can I say it? I say when a person, to me, when I have bottoms, this is what I like about bottoms. Certain bottoms that attracts me the most. When you listen, you pay attention, you don't give me word back, you be loyal, love and trust. I can fuck with the bottoms like that. And I like sub bottoms because sub bottoms give me a challenge because they're more aggressive. So I like that too. So add 6 reasons why I like that, and that gives a definition about bottoms, if that makes any sense.
It does. It does. Okay. Okay, you bottoms out there. Pay attention to what Daddy DeMarkco just said. All right. So let's swing back to the documentary of Daddy DeMarkco. You were saying that you reveal stuff that people might not know. But let me ask you this: what do you think is the most important thing in that documentary that you reveal about yourself that we didn't know before? If you were to choose one thing.
Oh, that's easy. The one thing is from the beginning to the end. It's the backbone of the whole documentary. The backbone is the trials and tribulations I've been through, how I remain strong. trial tribulations that I've been through, I remain strong.
Okay.
This is why if you look on my TikTok, I just dropped a video with 2 individuals, and if you listen to the song in the background, a lot of times people don't pay attention to the song. The song gives out a message. That's why I select certain songs for certain pictures or videos, because the song gives a message about the content that's in the video or the picture. I put up a TikTok picture up there today, and I put me with the vest on in a jazz place, you said, which is really a bar. But if you listen to the song saying, "You can't stop me." I may took a fall, but I came back up, and you can't stop me.
Right.
You gotta pay attention to the song. So that's pretty much the documentary of the whole thing, is that regardless of what my trial tribulations, I'm still strong. I still stand up. I still become stronger and stronger, and I'm still here. I'm not breaking. I'm still strong. If that makes any sense. I'm here. I'm tough. I'm strong.
Oh man, that makes a whole lot of sense. That makes a whole lot of sense. Okay, so what platforms does the documentary of Daddy DeMarkco air? I mean, is it on YouTube? Any other platforms?
It's gonna be on YouTube, TikTok. It's gonna be on Twitter and Instagram, but it's gonna be on OnlyFans as well. So I'm gonna have to break this up. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna break it up. Anything that's XXX is gonna have to be displayed on Instagram and Twitter and everything else, but in short
Right.
clips, which is gonna be appropriate to fit for each outlet. Like a certain clip will fit perfectly for TikTok, a certain clip will fit
Got it.
perfectly for Instagram, and et cetera, et cetera. But everything else that's sexual will be on OnlyFans. And then I'll give you a taste example on Twitter, but everything else leads you to OnlyFans. You have to respect that. You got to go to OnlyFans to see everything else. I wish I could show you a video right now that I did last
Got
night.
it. Got it.
Inside of a bathroom, I did a nice little video of a little twink that I had. It was
Mm,
crazy. Going down on me like crazy, So it is what it
mm,
is.
mm. Lord have mercy.
Mm.
I love it. I love it. Okay. Question, Daddy DeMarkco. Question here. What advice do you have for those who want to live their lives authentically and unapologetically?
Understand that the world is cold, and you cannot control what the world do to you, but you can control what you do to the world. So understand that if you run around and you apologize all the time, you're not understanding that the other party doesn't care about the other party is not going to apologize back, whatever the case may be. So don't feel sorry all the time. Do what you got to do. Live life, and you live life the way you see fit. Where you feel like you live life, and represent the way you love, the way you want to be, and who you are, and that's how it is. It's a simple process. Be who you are, represent, be real to yourself. Whoever you are, represent that and pull out the full potential, because that's who you are. You're not nobody else. You're not this person. You're not Jay-Z. You're not Daddy DeMarkco, whatever the case may be. Be who you are. Whoever you are, let that out. Let your highest potential out of your body. Let it out. Sort of like the Matrix in that movie, when he let the inner side out and he came out, became so strong and started beating everybody up.
Mm-hmm.
You have the same power, but not like the movie The Matrix, quote unquote, but you have the same power to let your potentials release. And once you release that, you become who you are, and you stand out and you shine so goddamn bright. It's crazy. Never have limits. Always go to your full max, whatever you can do in your potential, release who you are. That's how I look at it. But I will let the world know who
Great.
I am all day.
Man, you know, that is advice to live by. And I really thank you for telling us that. So, Daddy DeMarkco, how can we follow you, connect with you? Give us all of your social media.
I have 2 Instagram accounts. Even though if you look up my name, you're going to see about probably 10 Instagram accounts, which is not me. But I only have 2. So I'm going to give you 2 right now, which is going to be at Daddy_DeMarkco, one of my accounts. And then my second account, which is my backup account, will be at All Day in America and the number 1. That's 2 Instagram accounts only. If you see anything else, it's not me. There you have it. My Twitter is going to be DeMarkco with a capital F. TikTok is going to be Daddy DeMarkco. I forgot TikTok, but we'll get to that. We cut it out. And then my YouTube channel will be DeMarkco Fleming / and it's going to be U-I for up. I mean, U4I up. Well, we slash that out, but we can get that correct somehow. Somewhere we can correct that. I forgot what it is, but we can correct that later on. But go ahead.
Daddy DeMarkco, thanks so much for dropping by. Wyatt, man, I appreciate you.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate your time and energy and your spirit and your good vibes. I can say that from my heart.
And all I can say, man, is all day in America. Yeah, so y'all, there you have it. You can find the official Wyatt podcast page at WyattEvans.com, the go-to destination for LGBTQ plus news, features, commentary, and entertainment. WyattEvans.com is visited by more than 100 countries on the regular. All I can say to that is, hey, baby. And at WyattEvans.com, you'll find my smoking hot, HAWT hot, Nothing Can Tear Us Apart series of novels. And as you just saw on the top, the newest installment is called Shattered. I said Shattered. And y'all, Shattered is full of action, danger, intrigue, sexually charged situations, passion, and all of the wonderful elements that you're used to in the Nothing Can Tear Us Apart series of novels. So get your new copy of Shattered. Now, you can follow me, your host, Wyatt O'Brien Evans, all across social media, and poof, is right there for you to peruse, like TikTok and Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. And if you have any comments or whatever, you can hit me up at WyattOnAir@gmail.com. So until next time, y'all, woof, goddammit, woof, 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 woof. I said, woof.